Hi everybody. For the discussion video for Module 4, we're going to pick up with a question that was posed in the introduction, which is how much exercise and physical activity are our bodies adapted to get? And related to that is a question that we're going to explore, which is, are we naturally lazy? So, in many countries today, we have skyrocketing rates of individuals who are overweight and even obese, with the obesity epidemic being a term that's thrown around quite a bit these days. Part of the cause of this increase in individuals who are overweight and obese, of course, has to do with the decrease in physical activity that many of us get. So, in exploring this question and exploring it in a way that takes into account osteoarchaeological data and is using an anthropological viewpoint, we're going to start with Christine.
Yeah, so while at first glance exercise might seem really good for you, what we do have to take into account is this can actually be pretty hard on your joints, especially when you're engaging in weight-bearing activities like in running or the lifting of heavy objects. And in that way, the intensity and the type of activity you're performing can have quite a clear influence on the wear and tear of the body. So while definitely in most Western industrialized societies nowadays we do need more exercise than we are currently getting, there also does seem to be a limit. And this limit was often exceeded in the past, as we can see osteoarchaeologically. We can see that there were a lot of young and middle adults who already had osteoarthritis, which is caused by these weight-bearing activities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as Christine mentioned briefly, we are not getting enough exercise these days. So the question, are we naturally lazy, is an interesting one. We have found many ways to avoid being physically active. For example, we found mechanized ways of transportation. So our motivation to become active is actually motivation we need to get from within. In past society, this would have been different. Motivation would have come from getting food, for example. You would probably not see a Neanderthal who would go to the gym to get exercise because he wanted to be active.
Exactly. And so when we're considering past populations, whether from 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago or tens of thousands of years ago, physical activity, exercise as we term it today, was necessary for survival. It was just a part of life, day in, day out. There was no avoiding of it. And clearly today things have become quite different. So the question, are we naturally lazy? Well, the jury is definitely still out. We can think about what our skeletons might look like in 100 years and 1,000 years if this trend of decreasing physical activity continues. How is that going to affect our body? Also, how is that going to affect then our society as a whole? In thinking about such questions, we would like you to weigh in with your thoughts on the matter. We look forward to seeing this in the online discussion forum.